and it looks like Bo Jackson sees the game in slow motion. Brother, you did it. Your team is going to do it. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this in a matter of dog, that's why yesterday meant so much to me, Tyler, because I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and I'm looking, it's like, that Clemson game is the playoff game. As long as Haynes King stays healthy, and that's a huge if. If Georgia, no, I'm not going to go, because if Georgia Tech wins that game, I'm going to sit on camera with you, and I'm going to face an entire bottle of Jameson Orange. And whatever happens, happens. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. This is actually a reboot, because the first time I couldn't get my words out. Georgia Tech beats the Fighting Dabo Weenies. Word to my guy Ron. That was huge. Ohio State over Ohio in what was a sluggish game for Ohio State. Not a perfect game for Ohio State, but they still somehow end up winning by 30. Look, it was a pretty decent week of college football. Not the best week, but a decent week, and a lot for Tyler and I to talk about. First of all, Tyler, actually I don't even care how you are. We're just gonna get straight into it. Just real quick. You had a good wedding, right?
Yeah, my sister-in-law got married. It was great. It was fantastic. The boys were both my boys. My 2.5-year-old and 6-month-old were at the wedding, so that was a lot of stress early on. But as soon as they left, the parents, we turned up a little bit. So
good, got to party. Hell yeah. Well, Tyler, the Ohio State game was not a fun watch, right? Like I never felt like Ohio State was in danger of losing, but it was not a fun watch. Julian Sand had over 300 yards, but also had 2 picks and 3 touchdowns. The red zone offense looks like it's going to be a little bit of a let's figure this thing out as we go kind of thing, which tends to be the thing with Ryan Day. I just want to get your initial thoughts on the OU versus Ohio State game. Then I'll start to ask questions to kind of unpack it from there.
Yeah, so I watched the game this morning. I rewatched because I didn't get to watch it live last night. So I watched it this morning, and it just was very – it looked like they were kind of juiceless. They just weren't – they didn't look that excited to be there. And to be fair, like they're playing OU, Ohio University at 7 o'clock at night.
I was going to say, like, you wait around all day. And usually when you wait around all day, it's like, okay, like I'm chomping at the bit. Like it'll be Georgia, it'll be Tennessee, it'll be Alabama, it'll be Penn State, it'll be Oregon. Like chomping at the bit all day. But you know that you're going to wait all day, and for you to run out of that tunnel, your opponent, no disrespect, is going to be OU. A really good MAC school, but again, not a good enough school for that to be a night game.
Yeah, just like at the same, I think we forget sometimes that these are still like college kids, like they're 19 and 20 years old.
Yeah.
There was probably a few things on their agendas that they would rather be doing on a Saturday night instead of playing Ohio University.
Right. Well, their boys all get to party Saturday night. Like their boys all get to, get to go out and get to do their thing. And so, yeah, there's definitely other things on their mind. And when you're facing OU, I think it's easy for you not to get up. Now, I thought that they maybe would get up for this game, in large part because it was impossible for this to be like a trap game, since every major network, every Ohio State media outlet, every person kept talking about how good of a MAC opponent OU is and how they could get you. And as soon as you start hearing people talk about how a team could get you, you've already won. You're good. You're not going to get got.
Yeah, I think it's also one of those things where I think you look at who said that this might be a trap game, and then you automatically think, well, it's not a trap game because they.
Which is like, if everybody's warning you, if everybody in the world keeps saying trap game, trap game, trap game, trap, like, and you just overlook, and you have a bye week next week, you can absolutely like drill these guys into the ground and make sure we know that like the goal every week is to go 1-0. And I believe that's something that they've kind of done more and more and more. So, and also like additionally, you've said this, and you deserve all the flowers in the world for this. Trap games for who?
Yeah, Ryan Day does not get trapped. Ryan Day doesn't get trapped. He doesn't happen.
There's no trap games for Ryan Day.
He's only lost 1 game in his tenure to an unranked opponent, and it was Michigan. And technically, that's a whole different type of game.
Yeah, definitely. And the Michigan game's never a trap game. Never a trap game.
And it's not to say that we haven't had scares. Like I talked about in my little preview. There's usually a Big Ten non-ranked opponent that gives them a scare every year. 2024, last year was Nebraska. Year before that, it was Wisconsin. It happens. But like, also, Ohio State hasn't lost to an in-state opponent in over 100 years. What are we talking about?
The last one was
1921 to Oberlin.
Yes, Oberlin College. It was also the college that Ron taught me this. Also the college that Ohio State scored the most points against in a single game.
Wasn't like 130 points.
Yeah, something like that. Just something ridiculous. But yeah, no, I understand it. I do want to talk about a couple things that I think are going to be, I guess, lasting storylines. First off, I want to talk about the run game. This is back-to-back 100-yard games from Bo Jackson. The first Bo Jackson 100-yard game, you could say, okay, it's a garbage time 100-yard game. This one was not. He played early. He ripped off big runs. He showed patience. He showed contact balance. He showed power. And he showed the ability to run away from guys. Now that we are back-to-back 100-yard games from a true freshman, are we ready to revisit the conversation? Who is running back one, and who will it be when it's time to go get Michigan, when it's time to go get Penn State? Because I'm of the belief that it's going to be Bo Jackson. And I kind of said that before, but he's proven me right a lot quicker than I thought he would.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think he's running back one. He's explosive. He's seeing it. I don't know if it's that the line is blocking better for him, but like he's making them right way more. And there's a burst. There's a different type of energy when he has he shoots through the hole more than just gets through it. And there's a bit of an explosive. And I talked about it. We had 4 explosive runs of 15 yards or more last night. 2 of them were by Bo. One of them was by James People. The other one was by Jeremiah Smith. So it's like,
so
really,
Jeremiah one doesn't count. Jeremiah doesn't count.
We'll throw that one out there. It'll count for the stats, but like it doesn't really. Bo Jackson averaged 12.1 yards a carry. It's not even close.
No, he's really good. He doesn't go down. I mean, the James People one, he kind of got tackled by his grabbed by the foot and kind of brought down on what was an explosive run. But I feel like athletically, James Peoples and Bo Jackson are similar. I feel like sometimes you can tell when a running back sees the game in slow motion, and it looks like Bo Jackson sees the game in slow motion because there's a patience, then there's the hitting the hole, and then there's the ability to step through and walk through traffic. I feel like he has that more than James Peoples has it. And honestly, and I don't want to say it, but it felt like when I watched Quinshon Judkins early on in his career at Ole Miss, it was like not the most athletic, but explosive enough, but also picks his way through traffic without making it seem like he's not moving forward at all. It's a good balance to have. And then when he gets that second level, he's got a go button, man. And it's like this, Juck said this, the same way last year we saw Alrell Reese play early in the year, and we're like, oh yeah, that's probably our best linebacker. I'm doing the exact same thing. We're doing the exact same thing with Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is probably their best running back.
And the nice thing, too, is that Ryan Day is not afraid to play a freshman running back. He did it with Trey Henderson.
He did, but I would argue that was more of a necessity than ever because they were bad there. Other than that, I think
no doubt, but I think he will do it because I also think like is like lack of burst that C.J. Donaldson has. There's still a role for C.J. Donaldson on this team.
100%.
In those goal line situations, like I think you're going to see a lot of C.J. Donaldson because he does fall forward, like we talked about, all the
100%.
time.
So I guess like the writing was kind of on the wall that they're looking to switch. I know some people write into it. I read into it a lot. There was a moment against Grambling where Ryan Day was ripping Bo Jackson to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
They're up 63-0 in the fourth quarter. You only do that. Why?
Because you care.
Because you need him. You need I want to be able to trust you. I want to be able to play you. I know that we're up big, but I'm still trying to prove to myself. And look, I'm stingy, and
he is the stingiest.
I'm a different kind of guy, and like if I believe in you and you prove me wrong, I'm gonna hate you. And so I need to make sure there's 100% belief here. And so you're coaching him hard at the end of the game, the same way Kirby does with DBs, because I feel like I might need you sooner rather than later. And not that they needed Bo Jackson in this game, because they would have won this game no matter what. But I do feel like they want to use Bo Jackson, in particular, during Big Ten play. Like, we have a bye week and then Big Ten play. I would not shock me at all for game one against Washington for Bo Jackson to get a bulk of the carries.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, is there a more show-me coach than Ryan Day?
No.
I mean, all of his players have to show him that they are good enough to play.
And not just once. You got to show him again and again and again. Yes. And as soon as you make that first mistake, we might never hear from you again. Like, where is Josh Proctor? Like, the fact that Carson Hinsman made it out of the doghouse is still unbelievable. So, like,
he must have been so good, bro. Carson Hinsman must be so good.
Dude, so good. Or the guy behind him was so bad. I do want to also, like, flip a little bit because another, I guess, talking point Brandon Innis, 0 catches for 0 yards, and of course 0 touchdowns. People are calling him just short Julian Fleming. I think he was open a decent amount. I'm curious to see what Zach thinks when he breaks down the coach's film room. I think that maybe going away, I guess maybe he's the cardio position this year, but that would prove me wrong drastically.
They definitely called a play for him at the goal line. They missed. He flat missed him on a flat route.
He was open.
He was butt naked open in the end zone,
and
Julian just missed him and didn't throw him the ball. So I think it's not. Listen, I think the evolution of the tight end position at Ohio State is the cause of this for Brandon Innis.
That's swallowing a lot of the slot touches, you think?
Yes. I mean, how many times they were even in 13 personnel?
Yeah, there was a lot of 3 tight end usage.
And like the tight ends, they had another 5. They had 5 catches. I think they had 7 targets. I mean, think about it. Years past, the tight end maybe got 3 targets a game. So that's 4 targets that would have gone to a receiver. And I also think that they're making a concerted effort, 1, to feature the shit out of Jeremiah Smith. And 2, Carnell Tate has now evolved, and now he is like the guy too. I mean, this is the second game that they've both gone for 100 yards. So it's like, and then Jeremiah had 13 targets?
Something like that. Jeremiah got, 13 targets, 9 catches, 153 yards.
Yeah. So it's just like it's clear that there's a certain evolution with the tight end position and the Z receiver that I've now taken from that. And I don't know what that is because, like, we've seen Brandon Innis, like, really get out. Remember that catch he made against Notre Dame in the championship game?
Yeah.
It was man coverage, and he created, like, 8 yards of separation on this fucking out route.
No, he gets separation, dog. Like, we saw it against Penn State. We saw it against Purdue. We saw it against Notre Dame. Like, he could definitely get open.
No,
One thing that I think
there's a game coming where Brandon Innis is going to be like, this is his moment. There is a game that's going to happen.
No, and honestly, I think that, like, that missed touchdown is going to, I guess, like, put Julian's feet to the fire and Ryan Day's feet to the fire to get Brandon Innis the ball. Because here we go. He's a captain, dude.
Yeah.
Like, people want him benched for Mylan Graham. First of all, Mylan Graham's a Z. Brandon Innis is a slot guy. Also, he's a captain. We're not, like, until he proves he's a liability, then you can have the conversation. But right now, it's not he's a liability. He's just not getting the targets. One thing I think you also kind of glossed over, the running backs. 6 catches. And that's not really been a Ryan Day thing. I've asked for it, so I'm not going to complain about it. But now you've got the tight ends getting some catches and the running backs 6 catches. That also takes touches away.
There's only one ball, man. There's only one ball. There's only so many places to go around. And, like, I'm sorry, but number 4 has to be the featured target of every.
Oh, yeah. Well, no one's going to push back at that at all.
Yeah, like, he has to. There's only one ball that can go around, and there's so many good players, but there's one guy that has to get it all. Like, he has to get the most of it. And that's what they're doing. But we've also seen where if Ryan Day wants a player to be featured, he will feature them. Last year at Northwestern in Chicago, Carnell Tate gets to go home. Guess who's featured? Carnell Tate.
Coincidence?
Absolutely not. I mean, it's just like it's going to happen for Brandon Innis. Like, it's going to happen. When it happens, I don't think we know, but it's going to happen. You know, the only thing I will say is I think the not hate, just the impatience with Brandon Innis also as a punt returner, I kind of understand, but I also think that they want Ryan Day and want somebody back there that's going to catch the ball every time.
Well, and he had a big return yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a big. He did end up having a big return. Didn't house it, but
But he also, like, I know that Brandon Innis is going to catch that ball every single time.
Yeah, he had a 28-yard punt return yesterday.
Okay, so I must have missed that. That's my bad. But I know, but I have no issues with him being back there because I know that ball is going to get caught.
Yeah,
and there's nothing worse than, like, getting a stop and then fumbling the punt. That's like a killer, a backbreaker. So, you know, that's my thought on. That's my thought on. But I think they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing on offense.
Yeah, I mean, the red zone offense was concerning, though.
Yeah, the red zone offense. So it's weird. The first possession, they get to the 9. There was first and goal from the 9, and they went run, pass. Usually, when you get to first and goal from the 9, it's like pass or run.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like Brian Hartline kind of pinched himself into a corner where he had to throw it, and when you only have 14 yards of real estate to work with, it's kind of hard to force something in there. And Julian has to also be better in the red zone as well. You can't take that sack on 4th down. You need to at least get a ball out and give yourself a chance to give somebody a chance to make a play.
100% agree. This has kind of been one of the consistent things with Ryan Day. It's been weird. Like the red zone offense sometimes been like sputtery, and they've like looked to do other things. You remember the package, obviously, with Devin Brown a couple years ago?
Yep, I was about to say that. When's the Lincoln package coming?
Well, did you
We
hear
saw it? We
well,
saw it. We saw one play.
Well, and like we also know who the Devin Brown package was originally designed for, because Devin Brown wasn't a dual threat guy. Yeah, so we know what happened back then. And shout out to Devin Brown for just being a warrior and being like, no, I want to win games, so let me do my thing. But this was Ryan Day's quote after the game. Ohio State will keep looking at packages for Lincoln Kienholz. We have to do more things for him. The whole offense is available when Lincoln is in there. We'll keep looking at that and probably have some of that available. It's not going to be a surprise. It's not going to be a secret. Have some of that available in the red zone if we're having a hard time. It's something to go to as a weapon. The line in there, I think he's right. The line in there that I think is going to make some Ohio State fans, some Ohio State beat, like open their eyes, and you're going to see like the Lincoln Kienholz truthers pop out, is the whole offense is available when Lincoln is in there. That's the line, right?
Yeah.
He should have said that.
And like, if you had to bet, if there was a bet out there that Lincoln Kienholz was going to get a running opportunity in the red zone, bet your house on it.
Bet the mortgage.
When they go to Washington, that's going to be there.
Especially off a bye too, because they're shown they're not going to run Julian at all.
No. I
mean, fuck, they wouldn't run Will Howard.
Will Howard could actually run.
Yeah, and he's 6'4".
Yeah.
They're not running little Julian. So I am ready for the Lincoln Kienholz thing. Just another couple quick notes that I'm sure we'll dive into more once we watch the film. The Tegra thing, he's really bad.
Yeah.
He's bad, dude.
Yeah, he's not good. He's just so lazy, man. He's so lazy.
I think he stinks and he's unathletic now. Like, I think he's slow. He was responsible for some of the blow-ups. Another thing that needs to mention, Julian Sanders to take care of the football better. The first interception, I'll say, was a fluke. The second one, a sack is better than a pick right there.
Yeah, you like get
That's
out of
a young player mistake.
That's
a young player mistake that we're just not used to seeing.
Sure. He's still a kid. He's 19 years old still. It's like, but those are things that, and the thing that makes you pressed about that is that if Ryan Day knows that that's in there, those play calls become different when the moment gets tighter.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like, you can't do that, especially not with Ryan Day. Like, turnovers to him is like, it's just like the more you have, the tighter he gets. Correct.
As the play calling goes on and on. I do think it's good that this happened when we have a bye week and then Big Ten play. So,
correct.
But at the end of the day, look, you're Ohio State. You won by 30 over OU. I thought the defense played really well.
Real quick, how about Vegas getting the game time line at 28.5 and they won by 28?
Crazy, dude. They're so good, bro.
Dude,
time
travelers. Incredible, bro.
The only way to explain it is they're time travelers. That's the only way to explain it.
But yeah, man, the defense was good. They allowed 181 yards total. 67 yards came on one play.
Yeah.
Like, they were suffocating. They were good. Like, and I was curious. I was disappointed that Navarro got hurt, because I really wanted to see what they were going to do against a guy that could really run back there. Because
I mean, Arvell had him on ice, though, dude.
No, I know, but I was just curious to see what they were going to do schematically, because when they go to Washington, their quarterback can also really run.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to see what they were going to do, and it just seemed like they just had Arvell, like, at third down. Arvell was just planted himself at the line of scrimmage and was just daring this kid to run.
He's just so athletic, bro. His closing speed was blowing me away the entire game.
Yeah,
and then also, I just want to give Caden Curry some flowers, too. He played exceptional the whole game.
Yeah. I think, is there anything – so I would say the linebackers have been the most consistent, best unit on the field for the defense. I don't think it's even close, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think the secondary has been pretty good as well. Lorenzo Styles, I think he just got, and that's going to happen. I'm not going to, like, ostracize Lorenzo Styles for one play. Like, That was a great ball, by the way, that quarterback threw on that 67-yard pass.
That's a really good receiver too. Just
Yeah, so it's just like it is what it is. It happens. I would like to see him bring him down so he doesn't score.
Look, he tried to swipe at the ball twice, and then he stayed too high. Got a stiff arm, and then we're just.
But the defense, I gotta say, man, I'm a little disappointed with Kenyatta Jackson. I don't know if I don't know. I can't tell if like the game plan is for him to do what he's been doing.
I thought he played well.
I just don't see the burst that I've seen, like the pass rush, like real pass rush that I thought he was like capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean, they only cut him loose. I think once he made a tackle for loss. I think did he have a sack yesterday?
I just feel like I would have felt his impact a little more than we have.
Yeah, that's fair.
And maybe that's just because that's the way they're playing, because they're literally blitzing, the linebackers. And, again, like the first series, there was a corner blitz. They sent Lorenzo Styles off the edge. So maybe that's the way they're playing. That could be it. But like, I have no stress about the defense at all. I just think that they're really, really, really good. I think they're going to be the number one defense in the country again.
Same. I have no other Ohio State thoughts. We'll probably have some more throughout the week as we kind of enter this bye week, and we'll be creative with some Ohio State topics as well. Georgia Tech.
Yes, this is one where Tyler got it right.
Yes, and I'm taking half the credit for that. For you getting it right, because I feel like I've been championing them that they were gonna win this game for several weeks now.
Yeah. Well, the nugget that you gave me that made me jump fully on was when you told me that Troy's running back ran for 5 yards a carry against Clemson.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if that kid's doing that, what is Georgia Tech going to do?
And like, I started to doubt during the game because I saw Haynes King. I always fall for it. Whenever Haynes King looks a little limpy and starts like grabbing his shoulders and like takes a little bit longer to get up, I think to myself, oh, they don't have enough. I keep forgetting that just means that his speed goes up one, his toughness goes up one, and his balance goes up one as well.
Yeah, he's just getting ready to go. He was getting warmed up, and like, if I'm not a little sore, if I'm not a little hurt, then I'm not very good.
It takes a car crash for him to like really get going. And for Haynes King, like, I'm going to commend him because he's going to leave Georgia Tech with 4 flavors of CTE, but he's got the win over Clemson. So I'm always going to root for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I said to you, and you pushed back a little bit, and maybe this was the alcohol talking to me last night. But like, I think that this game is the death blow to Clemson ever being taken seriously as a national title contender again.
Wait, that's
because
not
this year.
Wait. That's not the text you sent.
What do you mean?
That is not the text you sent. You said the text you sent was, I think this is the beginning of the end.
Oh, the beginning of the end. Yes.
And that's what I push back at. I can get behind this maybe being the death blow. I don't think this was the beginning of the end. I think the beginning of the end was years ago.
That might be true, but I know that they were being championed as they have, a first-round quarterback. They have multiple first-rounders on the defensive line. There was national media picking it. Joe Klatt picked them to win the national title. This was supposed to be the team. This was supposed to be the team that Dabo was, going to have that will bring him back to being Dabo. And
Tyler, close your eyes and think about the media tour the year that DJU took over.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're
Shipley, D-line, they're back. They hired someone like national champion. ACC, they've been the ACC favorite every year.
But the thing is, they also were, and I think people were saying this year because Dabo used the transfer portal.
Yeah, that could be.
And I was like, oh my God, he's going to do it
every year.
You might be right. I just feel like I don't think they can be taken seriously ever again.
This was a far more crippling blow. To me, this does not feel like the beginning of the end. This feels like when your boy gets jumped and he's on the way home and you're like, oh, you might be seriously hurt. It's like, well, yeah, no shit, I just got jumped.
Yeah, it's just like, is it over for them? Is it over for the Clemson as we know it?
This is the Sharkeisha no moment. Sharkeisha was already winning the fight. The no came because Sharkeisha was about to kick her. This was the Sharkeisha no moment. Shout out to the kicker of the fire drill at the end there, 55-yarder to win it.
Yeah,
here we go. Like, we knew that Clemson was getting beat up. The same way we knew Sharkeisha was beating that girl up. But the very end, Sharkeisha, no, that's Haynes King. That's that kicker.
And
That's
not
the guys
only
kicking
did
them.
not only did it was on the back was it done by Haynes King running. I thought he threw the ball pretty well.
He did, and that's almost a bigger indictment on what the Clemson team could be, because their D line is supposed to be good enough to where they were supposed to be able to get pressure, and that secondary is supposed to be good. They were taking shots to get that secondary, like they did not care.
Nope, unafraid. And I think that's the thing now. Is like I think the Clemson and Dabo allure is that nobody in the ACC is afraid of them.
Mm-mm.
The fear factor is gone, and I think I couldn't be happier.
Couldn't be happier.
I don't like Dabo. I don't like Clemson. I couldn't be happier, especially against Georgia Tech, because you're my guy and like you love Georgia Tech, so I was happy for you there.
I feel like the fans of like this platform and like the fans of like me, like all collectively were like rooting for Georgia Tech yesterday. Like a really cool thing for me yesterday is like jumping on Twitter and seeing people like tweet, "Hey, Chris Drew, like let's go Haynes King," like tweet the Yellow Jack. And it's like, I know all you guys are Ohio State fans, so this is awesome that we all get to like do this hate watch and love watch all together. So that was really cool yesterday for me.
Yeah, no, it was great. I think Georgia Tech is firmly in the mix. They're going to be something that they're going to have the other Miami and Florida State are going to have to deal with.
Yes.
I think moving forward, I think Florida State's got to be favored against Clemson, right? Moving forward, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
So now that game becomes a whole different from what it was.
Can I read you Georgia Tech's remaining?
Yeah.
They have Temple next week.
Win.
Then Wake Forest.
Win.
Then Virginia Tech.
Win.
Then Duke.
Win.
Syracuse.
Win.
NC State.
Win.
Boston College.
Win.
Pitt.
Win.
Dog.
They're going to be undefeated?
Heading into the final week of the year.
Holy shit.
You know who the final week of the year is?
Who?
Georgia. The rivalry game.
Okay, so let's just say at worst case scenario, they're 11-1, undefeated in the ACC, going to play in the ACC championship game. That's a playoff team. Georgia Tech is going to the playoff. Brother, you did it. Your team is going to do it.
I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this in a matter of Dog, that's why yesterday meant so much to me, Tyler, because I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and I'm looking, it's like that Clemson game is the playoff game. As long as Haynes King stays healthy, and that's a huge if.
Yeah, it is.
That is a huge if.
But if they can throw it against Clemson, they should be able to throw it more so he doesn't have to take less hits.
That's what we hope. And we also know the thing about Georgia Tech is if they see an opponent that they can beat, you know what they'll do? Take the day off, Haynes. Like dead ass. I'm so serious. Like, I don't know if you know what they did against Gardner-Webb.
They did.
Haynes King was ready to go. They said, take an off day. Like you're a pitcher. Take an off day. We want to keep you healthy for the playoffs.
Well, Virginia Tech is ass. They're bad. That dude's definitely getting it fired. It's over for them.
Yeah, so it's just a fascinating thing with Tech because that game is so big. And then last year, they took Georgia to, I believe, 3 or 4 overtime.
To the brink.
And Haynes King couldn't throw a football that game. His shoulder was so destroyed. So really great for Georgia Tech. Really happy for what they've got going on. And in 2014, I think was their last top 10 finish. They beat number one Mississippi State in the bowl game. And that was the Corey Dennis team with Darren Waller and them the same year that Ohio State won the title. If it was a 12-teamer, they would have made it. But they did lose to Jameis Winston and Florida State in the ACC title game.
Yeah.
Want to jump ahead. Georgia versus Tennessee, the other school in Georgia, was a great game, dude.
Yeah, I was watching. I was actually getting to watch that one on my phone during dinner, and it was just like such a great game. And it was, I think, Georgia showed me a little bit more than I thought they had on offense.
Oh no, me 100%. I feel like Bobo honestly did a pretty good job.
Joey Aguilar is legit.
Yeah, dude. I know we shouldn't talk about this, but we'll talk about the Georgia game. But what do you think Nico's reaction was watching that game?
If I'm Nico, I'm calling my dad and I'm telling him that he's been cut off. You are just dad now. You don't get to negotiate. You don't get to do nothing. Because, like, dog, UCLA might not win a game this whole year.
They lost 35-10 to New Mexico.
they might not win a game.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in a bad place, man. They're in a terrible place.
Terrible place. And it's like, this is going to be how much of a fall off this is for a quarterback is going to be a lesson that people are going to talk about for years.
I mean, this is probably the biggest quarterback fall off I've seen since the portal opened.
But just like the lesson learned from this for all these other quarterbacks is like, dog, it's not, you better be really sure. Like, you better, I mean, I'm not supporting breaking the rules, but like, you better know exactly where you're going. If you're a top flight quarterback and you're going to jump in the transfer portal, you better know exactly where you're going before you get in that bitch.
You better have a taker. You better have a taker. And one of the things that hurt Nico too was like the SEC portal rule. He couldn't have gone anywhere in the SEC because I know Georgia would have loved to take him. Dude, and maybe it's a win now. But Joey Aguilar yesterday, just real quick before I dig too much into this game, Joey Aguilar, 24 for 36 for 371 against the Georgia defense that I was told is the best since their first win, national title win. 10 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, but he did what ended up hurting him, haunting him was the 2 picks. Yeah. But 370, I mean, that's a kid that was going to be playing quarterback for UCLA, and now he's at Tennessee.
Bro, it was like Georgia tied the game. I eat my salad, and I look back, and Tennessee just then scored again.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened?
With a pretty ball, dude. Like Joey to Braswell really worked. Really worked.
And that's those deep option routes they get to run. Like,
well, it sounds
really complicated.
It's the wide hash RPOs. It's not even that complicated. They just use the wide hash.
To make sure that the quarterback and the receiver are on the same page. Like, it has to be harder than it looks. Harder than it sounds.
Yeah. I think it's
because you got to make sure that you're both seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't that hard. It just sounds more complicated than.
No, I mean it's wild, but like I know a lot of teams that do it, but like it's the wide split RPO stuff that I think is really, really awesome. Like really awesome.
So like it was a great game. I got that one right. That was, shout out to the spread for allowing me to. I did say Tennessee was going to win the game outright, so I guess I'll take half credit for that one. But it's just like it was a great game. I think both of those teams. I wrote Tennessee off before the season started, and they're really good. They're going to be around. They're going to be, when it gets to November, Tennessee is going to be in the race, I think, for the SEC title game.
Does this change your belief on what this Georgia defense is, or you think this Tennessee offense is just that good?
Both. Yes. I think Tennessee's offense is legit, but I also think that Georgia's defense. My take from the beginning of the year that the trench play in Georgia was not going to be as good as it has been. And that was the reason that they were going to have a fall off, whatever that looks like. That was my thought going into the year to begin with. It just was you just didn't hear about it. You usually know about it. The offensive line did their job. Their offense played a lot better than I thought they were capable of. But I don't think they're as scary as they have been, especially in the front seven. So it's like,
I think their defense is going to be really, really good. I just think this Tennessee offense just is a different kind of offense to prepare for, and they're just tough. Yeah. Like, they won't face another offense like this, and I don't think anybody else will score 40 on them all year.
No, probably not. That's for sure. But Georgia's got some doozies coming up. Their home schedule. I mean, the nice part is they have all these tough games at home. Alabama's at home. Texas at home.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No, we will definitely see. I don't think Tennessee should fall in the rankings at all after that game. They should stay right there at 15. They did their job.
Yeah, I agree. It was just a great football game. Like, it was. I mean, I think Tennessee, if anything, Tennessee should probably move up.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in the moving up, but I think that it's safe to say they're more than the 15th ranked team. But I think that they should absolutely stay the part, because as the number 15 team, you're not supposed to beat the number 6 team in the country.
Yeah.
So I think that's 100% fair. Minus 8.5 LSU Florida.
They covered, but I've been really high on LSU. I was high on them before the season. I said they're going to make the playoff. and I was really high on them when I saw them beat Clemson with the defense that they had. But I was really unimpressed with the game yesterday. I was able to follow a little bit. I peeked and I watched a few plays here and there. I saw some highlights, and there wasn't very many highlights. The offense, like, you might be right about Garrett Nussmeier. I don't know if it's Garrett Nussmeier or if it's Brian Kelly. I can't decide on what.
I won't give it to Brian Kelly because Brian Kelly just had we've seen what Brian Kelly can do with this quarterback.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Jaden Daniels is really, really, really good. I just felt like they were such a better team than Florida was. I just felt like they were way better, and I didn't leave that game feeling that way. Now, Florida's like, Billy Napier stinks. Like, how do you
that's what
have?
I'm saying. Like, I don't know how good the Florida team is, but like I would how lowly I thought about them.
Yes.
I thought that they should have done more against them.
Correct. And like the defense, I mean, last year's LSU team doesn't win that game.
No, they lost.
Their defense was so bad last year that they would lose that game.
Well, shit, they lost to Florida. They lost to a worse Florida team last year.
Yeah. So it's like the defense, I think, is legit. I think it helps playing in night in Death Valley. I think that's at least a touchdown advantage that they have. But what Billy Napier is doing with DJ Lagway is just disgusting.
I do want to talk about that, but first I want to say it's kind of disgusting that LSU only won by 10 when DJ Lagway had 5 interceptions.
Yeah. How do you only score 20 points? You were gifted 5 extra possessions.
And I think one of them was a pick 6.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, so like to me it's I'm apprehensive on LSU, I think. And also like it
yeah, LSU's defense scored a touchdown and they only won by 10 points.
They scored 20 points. Yeah, so like everybody that wanted to crown LSU the number 1 team in the country after the Clemson win, like that win is looking worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like maybe they are not as good as like I was very disappointed with the result in that game, even though that they covered. They should have won that game by 3-4 touchdowns.
No, for sure. Even if you get 3 points for every Florida pick, you win bigger than this.
Yes.
It's unacceptable for DJ Lagway to throw 5 picks and you only win by 10 points. But for Lagway, again, when January comes around, I have to get up out of there. I have to. It's not working. I mean, Billy Napier, after they lost last week, coming out saying, I'm not giving up play calling duties, so don't even bother asking, is disgusting, especially when he's never been heralded as an elite play caller. Like,
never.
Florida needs to fire him now. Like, he has to be up out of there.
Yeah, pay the buyout. It's not that much money. And rip the Band-Aid off. And the administration could use this time to recruit DJ Lagway to try to keep him.
Or for the hell of it, who cares? Like, I'm a big believer is once you put a kid over your entire program, the program is already dead.
Sure. No, I mean, that's fair. That's a great point, too. I just think if they want to try to keep him, they can use the time to recruit him, to keep him.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could.
But you also make a great point. Like, if you want to leave. Like,
go.
Besides, this is going to be a stripped-down restart anyways. This team stinks.
Literally, if you want to keep Lagway, I would argue you have a better shot of keeping it if you bring in Lane Kiffin than if you let Billy coach next year.
Yeah, I cannot find a reason to disagree with that.
I mean, isn't there an obvious answer for the solution to the Florida problem? What's been the issue? Offensive play calling, right? You're in Florida. Who can recruit at a high clip? Who can have fun quarterbacks that even aren't NFL quarterbacks playing really well, but also just put one in the league? Lane Kiffin, you are Florida. You have more resources.
Do they have more money than Ole Miss?
They
have more money than Ole Miss, right?
100%. 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin in Florida would be electric, bro.
I'm just saying.
That would be fun.
Jackson Dart, Matt Corral, they pivoted and started a new quarterback this week, and he hooped.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin and Lagway would feed families. And if Lagway's to the point where I'm leaving, if Billy Napier's gone, it's like, well, fuck, go. Because whoever Lane Kiffin brings in next year is going to have better quarterback play than you're going to have.
It makes you honestly make an argument that DJ Lagway should just transfer to Ole Miss.
He should, and that's what I'm saying. Like if here we go. My belief is, my scorching hot take is, I don't know where it's going to be at, or don't know what the scenario is going to be, but my belief is that Lagway is going to end up wherever Lane Kiffin is, whether that's Ole Miss or Florida. Who knows?
Man, that's
because if you're Lagway's camp, you just saw what happened to Nico, right?
Yeah,
you saw what happened to AR when AR trusted Billy and stayed for all this time.
Yeah, you can't stay.
I'm telling you, man. Like, what you could say a lot about a Lane Kiffin program. The one thing you can't say is the quarterbacks don't play well.
They always play well. It's a very unserious program, but they score a shit ton of points.
Super unserious. But guess what? That unserious doesn't result in 5 picks and 10 points scored against LSU.
Yep, no doubt. 100%.
So that's just that thought. Notre Dame A&M.
This is where I got it wrong. I'm disappointed in Marcus Freeman. And I don't know, like, what we were told is that this is a team that's bringing back a lot of talent. They were young. They were ahead of schedule. What happened? 41 points at Texas A&M to a team that's not really used to scoring a bunch of points.
Yeah,
that's tough. And the worst part is Jeremiah Love got 27 touches.
They used him. I mean, it wasn't an offensive issue.
No, they scored 40 points.
And that almost makes it worse for Marcus Freeman, right?
It does, because like, he's supposed to be a defensive guy. You have built your brand, your program's brand off of being a physical, tough team that wins in the trenches. And that defense was horrible.
Food.
And Texas A&M is not even it's a middle tier SEC team as far as I'm concerned. They're an upper echelon middle tier team in the SEC.
Now I like A&M, and I think they could be a dark horse for the conference, but like, there was no, I mean, Notre Dame ended the year as a team that I thought was a shoe lock to be a Final Four team. Now they don't even control their own destiny.
Yeah, and like, the worst part about it is Marcel Reed went 17 for 37 for 360 yards.
No, you know what's worse? Check the receiving.
Dude, they threw it all to one guy. Make an adjustment. Double cover him.
Dog.
7 for 207.
Yeah.
Dog, that's and you were at home?
Yeah.
You were at the crib and you gave up 41 at the crib? Dog, they're cooked for this year.
And the reason they lost, being Tyler Buckner at the very, very end there, is insane. I don't know if you saw it, but Tyler Buckner fumbled the snap on the extra point that would have been the 41st point.
Dog, how fucking old is that kid? What?
Tyler Buckner has now been a part of like 3 odd lure runs, dude.
How old is he?
I mean, he's been the starting quarterback for Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman. He's been a starting quarterback for Alabama and Nick Saban, and then he's back to the backup quarterback, a fifth-string quarterback that messed up the hold, because
they also played a year of lacrosse.
Yeah, won a lacrosse national title. If they would and also he was a walk-on receiver on last year's playoff team. If they would have made that kick, that game goes into OT and anything happens. But the extra point gets messed up, and then A&M goes down, scores, goes for one, win the game, 41-40. It was just a disgusting loss. And for Marcus Freeman,
Tyler Buckner is no longer on his parents' insurance. He's that old.
Yeah, bro. But he's old as hell. But for Marcus Freeman, just an almost a nightmare loss to the season that we think could get salvaged. So I think if they do win their next 10, I think they will make the playoffs. It'll just be a little bit dicey, maybe down the stretch.
What's the reason? What are they giving you a reason to think that they can do that?
I will say,
if USC goes into that game with one loss or undefeated, who's favored in that game?
I get USC is. USC is, because I think, like, in a close game, like Marcus Freeman is showing. Here we go. I believe when you lose close games, that is a lot to do with coaching. You got outcoached down the stretch, I think. And then obviously, the Buckner thing is a mess up, but still, your defensive head coach stopped A&M from going to score. They lost a close game to Miami, who I think is going to finish the year a top 10 team. They lost a close game to A&M, who I think is going to finish the year a top 15 team. If they go win the rest, and again, close games, if they go win the rest, there'll be an argument that they've got 2 quality losses, fucking hell. And then they've got the 1 decent win over USC. I just don't know who I distrust more, Lincoln Riley or Marcus Freeman. Actually, I do know who I distrust more. I distrust Lincoln more than I distrust Marcus Freeman.
I mean, that game for Notre Dame will be their entire season.
Correct.
That game will be everything. And the nice thing is they get it at home.
Mm-hmm. But shit, they got this A&M game at home.
But, like, I don't know, man. Like, right now, the current spread for the USC Notre Dame game is 10.5. Yeah. That's insane. I'm really disappointed. Just the way they lost that game.
Yeah.
To me, is just like Marcus Freeman's not supposed to lose games that way based on the brand of football that his program has played.
You know what my stance is with these coaches? It's like, I'm okay when Kirby Smart doesn't have an elite offense. He's a defensive guy, right? I'm okay when Ryan Day doesn't have an elite defense. He's an offensive guy. I get loud about Ryan Day when the offense is also right?
Yeah.
With Lincoln Riley,
but that's the thing, though, is it's never bad. It's
It's
2023 Common Core offense at Ohio State was but it wasn't like they stink.
Right. For Lincoln Riley, I get frustrated with him when his offense can't do anything and his defense, because I know his defense is going to be bad. With Marcus Freeman, I need your defense to be able to go win me a game. You are the defensive guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what you are. So that's I guess kind of what bugs me.
Yeah, I don't want This was supposed to be, like I said, coming off a national championship appearance, the program was ahead of schedule, a lot of young players returning, and this is what you come out and do, 0-2? Like, you had to win just one of these games, and you were a lock.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, but the thing now is if Notre Dame goes 10-2, there will be people that will pressure the committee to leave them out because they want, like, just because they're Notre Dame, 1, 2, they want them to join a conference. Like, there will be loud masses of people saying that they don't deserve to get in.
I think they will get in because if they win out, it'll be 10 straight wins.
Listen, if they win out and they go 10-2, there'll be 10 straight wins. But, like, let's be realistic as well. Notre Dame is a massive brand.
Huge. Big money.
They're putting them in the playoff. They go 10-2 because that's just money. That's TV money. That's ratings. That's all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they, it is what it is. Like, I still think that USC game, I'm really interested to see what USC looks like going into that game.
And then my line of the season, I'm going to keep saying it. It is not who you met me as, it's who I become. And the committee seems to believe in that as well. They will let teams get better over the course of time.
Yep. All right, last game. I owe an apology to Miami. I think they actually might be pretty good. I think there's a lot of NFL players on that roster.
Mm-hmm. You remember what I said last week?
No.
You look up and down the roster, and you see a bunch of kids that they beat Ohio State for, and it's like, it's not a glass cannon anymore. They poured some concrete in that bitch.
USF came in there with all the momentum, all the noise, getting disrespected with a 16.5-point spread, and Miami took them out back and beat that ass.
Yeah, they did it. They fucking did it, dude.
And nothing makes me sicker than admitting that Miami might be pretty good.
They're back, dude. I think they're back.
I don't know if they're going to say they're back. Because in order to me to be back, like, you got to do it for at least, give me 2 years of, like, making the playoff. They haven't made the playoff yet. And there's still plenty of chances for them to fuck this up. Well, but boy, they are good.
Their kryptonite's not on the schedule. And also, like, their trench play is really incredible, and I always value trench play. Offensive line-wise, they've got a top 5 pick. Defensive line-wise, they've got a top 5 pick. They're going to push guys around. And, like, naturally, being in Miami, you're going to have explosive wide receiver play, dude. They look and feel the part, dude. I hate it. And Carson Beck looks fixed.
Yeah, I think, honestly, for your anti-SEC takes, this might you might want to start rooting for Carson Beck, because if Carson Beck is legit, all you need to do to recruit against Georgia for a quarterback is just say, look at this year and look at this year.
Have you ever heard of Carson Beck? What sign did he throw up on stage when he got picked number 6 overall?
It's all about the U, babe. Listen, man. The only way that they don't make it to the ACC title game is if Carson Beck becomes 2024 Carson Beck in a game and he throws it away.
Well, here's the thing. Peak of powers, though. Quick question, because next week, Miami has Florida, which is a crazy Florida run. And the week after, they're at Florida State. Peak of powers, who do you like there?
Honestly, man, I feel like I want to say Miami.
Because I like Florida State's athletes, dog. I think they are really impressive.
So do I. I just like, man, their linemen, the trench play in Miami is fucking good, man.
But I would argue it's the same in Florida State. Like, they're both really good in the trenches.
So if Miami has Florida State, then they have Louisville, who is, I guess, okay.
Yeah, I believe Florida doesn't. I believe Miami doesn't leave the state of Florida until
they have Stanford coming to Miami, and then on November 1st they travel to SMU. They have Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt. Like,
think about that.
SMU, they're going to be undefeated going in. They're going to be if they can beat Florida and Florida State, they're going to be 12-0.
Think about it, and then we're going to talk about 12-0 Miami. Think about it, dog. Like, their first time leaving the state of Florida isn't till SMU.
November 1st.
Yeah, they do not leave the state of Florida until November.
It's wild.
Additionally, what this is shaping up to be, to make an overreaction, it's shaping up to the only team that can halt Miami's return to back being who?
Florida State.
Georgia Tech.
Oh, that's right.
And Georgia Tech, the last 2 years, has been a thorn in Mario's side. From the 99.5% win probability game that they could have taken a knee and they ran the ball, fumbled, and then Georgia Tech went down to go score. And then last year, same deal, Georgia Tech has back-to-back wins over them. Georgia Tech is not on the schedule this year. They might end up being the thing at the very end of the year to do it. And if that happens, this is going to be the network that is going to be the most must-watch reaction ever.
Bro, if Georgia Tech and Miami are 12-0 in the ACC championship game, you have to go.
I'm not going to go, because if Georgia Tech wins that game, I'm going to sit on camera with you, and I'm going to face an entire bottle of Jameson Orange. And whatever happens, happens. I'm going to be telling all.
Even if they're 11, so let's just say Georgia Tech loses to Georgia, they're 11-1, and they beat Miami, who's 12-0 in the ACC title game.
Facing the whole bottle. Facing the whole bottle. And then I'll fucking open up the back end of the show for a call-in show.
Oh. And you're going to be insufferable in Miami spaces.
Oh, you kidding me, dude? I'm expecting to get blocked and canceled from all things Florida after that, if that happens. Gmo will not hear the end of me.
Things that we're rooting for in 2025. That is at one of the top 3 spots in the list.
Yeah.
A Georgia Tech Miami ACC title game. Things we need to have in 2020.
Yeah, need it. I need it. I need Georgia Tech to win it. Anything else that you want to touch on before we get on out of here, big dog?
No. No, I think we're good. I think it was a good week of college football. I haven't looked at next week's slate yet. I'm excited to get into that and see what that looks like. But do you have a Hear Me Out?
I don't have a Hear Me Out. I do not. Do you have one?
I do. I think the best hour of a wedding is the last hour.
100% agree. 100%.
The last hour, because
that's really the homies, first of all.
That's the homies' time. Everybody's, sauced up a little bit. The music is for the young people. Mm-hmm. And you just go out there and you just do it. You give it your all, because then you just like crash and go to bed.
Yeah.
The last hour wedding is elite. Is you have to get through that. And I had both my boys there, so like that's a whole different conversation. I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's a stressful time. But the last hour of a wedding is peak entertainment.
Yeah, 100% agree. That's a good take.
They put on, they put on the stanky leg and the teach me how to Dougie, and like all the white people just fucking Go crazy.
That's pride. I guess my hear me out is what the national media did to Arch Manning is unacceptable. Yesterday he had 11 for 25 for 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Arch Manning, we will see you in Burnt Orange in 2026, brother.
See you in 2026. I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.